Well, good evening, folks. How y'all is? Tonight, it's the middle of summer, and we're gonna make a wintertime dish. It's a pretty cheap way to feed your whole family. It needs very few ingredients. Let me show you what we're doing. Join me! Cheerio!
Easy Chef.
Now, today,
It's Easy Chef.
tonight we are making beef stroganoff. Not to be confused with stroking off. This, you need egg noodles. You need some kind of beef. You're gonna need a beef broth. Now you can get this through cubes of bouillon, which I do not like at all. I got that just to show you. Or you can use a base. And this one is available at the commercial store. You can order it online. Or at the grocery store, you can get the better than bouillon beef, and it works just the same. But the base is a lot better, not as salty as this bouillon is. You're gonna need some Italian seasoning. You're gonna need some sour cream. And you're gonna need a steak. Today we're using sirloin. This was $10 for the whole thing. I'm gonna use about half of it for this, and I'll grill the other half tomorrow night. So first thing we're gonna do here is trim this steak out, get some of this fat off, and cut it into thin strips. So Mrs. Chef said go ahead and cut up the whole steak. So we did. We got a little bit of scraps there for the doggies. And over here, got my water going, just a little bit of salt in it. We're going to throw that egg noodle once it starts to boil there. So let's go ahead and get started here with the entree. So we just kicked the fire on there, got a little olive oil down. Let's go ahead and season this meat up. I decided to go ahead and throw a little garlic in here. So we got some granulated garlic here. Sprinkle a little of that on here. Yeah, that should be good. We don't want too much. Italian seasoning. Like so. And we're going to fresh ground some pepper on here. So there we are. Put a little of that fresh ground pepper on there. Put just a little bit of sea salt. Remember, our broth's going to have saltiness from that base. So I didn't put very much salt at all. All we're going to do now is just massage all these seasonings into this meat here. As soon as that skillet starts to smoke, we're going to dump it in there. Give it a quick saute. It's an easy meal to do at home, and like I said, as you can see, it's not very many ingredients. Very easy to make and fill up your whole family for not too much money. And have beef. I know the price of beef these days are pretty high. I see some smoke. Let's go over here and drop this in there. Go ahead and spread it out even. You don't want to shake it too much to start, or you cool your pan down too much. So kind of move it around into the vacant spots there. Once the meat starts to heat up through, then we'll start shaking it around. Okay, now we can give it a toss around there so you don't get it too dark on one side or the other. There we go, that's looking pretty good. Ooh, that's looking real nice. It smells real nice. Our water's right at that boiling point. Let's go ahead and add this egg noodle in. I'm gonna do about half a bag here. There we go. Make sure once you drop noodles, you give it a good stir. Otherwise, it'll be all stuck together on the bottom. I see people put oil and things in the water. Don't need any of that. Just a little salt. There we go. This meat's looking pretty good, so we're about to take it up here and I'll show you the next step. I mean, damn, it looks good enough to eat by itself. Okay, let's get our sauce going. So we're using the same skillet we just took the meat out of. We're gonna add 3 cups of water. That pulls all them pan drippings off the bottom, as you see. We're gonna put 2 tablespoons of beef base in here. Get out of there. There we go. Like so. Get your whisk. Whisk it all together. Let's have a Scooby snack while waiting on that sauce to come together. Tender and good. Our stocks come together. We're gonna add a little of this dry Italian seasoning in here, like so. We're gonna add a little black pepper in there. Now remember, whether you're using bouillon or base, either one has a lot of salt, so don't add no salt to this. Since this has all come together, we're gonna start using some sour cream here. We got some Daisy sour cream. We're gonna start putting a few spoonfuls in here. And the sauce come together. It's kind of a Swedish style sauce. So that there is 1 cup sour cream. Let's start stirring this in here. Well, we got that all mixed together there. It's like a cream coffee color. That's what you're looking for. Looking pretty good. Now, the next thing we're going to do is thicken this up. There's 2 ways you can do this, with the roux or with the cornstarch slurry. We're going to use a cornstarch slurry for this one. So all the cornstarch slurry is water and cornstarch. You're going to throw it in there slowly while you're mixing. Don't just throw it in there without mixing it at the same time. It clumps up on you. So we'll turn the fire back down to about a medium-low heat. Once it gets back to temp, it's going to start bubbling around the edges, thicken up on us. You don't want it too thick, but you don't want it too thin. I'll show you here. Ooh-wee, there we go. That sauce is looking perfect. So see, it's not too thick, but not too thin. You see it's got the bubbles there? You want it to be somewhere between a sauce and a gravy. And that's what we got here. Nappe. That way it's going to hit them noodles. The noodles are going to have some starch on them. So you don't want it too thick. It'll be like a glob. So that's perfect right there. Now, as you know, beef stroganoff is not a pretty dish. But we're going to do our best to make it as pretty as possible. At least it'll be pretty when it touches your taste buds. All right, we throw that meat right there on top like so. The reason I do the meat separate, if you put it in the sauce and let it cook the whole way, it gets chewy. It's like steaming it, overcooking. You just want to sear it, pull it off. That way it stays nice and tender. If you cook it and you put the sauce in it all at the same time, it's going to get rubbery and nasty. There we go. Let's throw some sauce on there. Ooh, and there you go. Now I ain't going to win no beauty contest by looks, but by taste, you're going to win #1 first prize. Okay, this stuff's hot. Hotter than the fires of hell. So let's blow on it here. It's messy, so this chef's probably going to kick my ass over there. She's been dropping this on the floor. All right, let's see what we got here. And that's delicious. And so easy to make. See, I blew on that one, and I'm real bad about blowing on the first bite and then just diving in the next bite, burning my tongue off. I'm gonna try to do that. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Hope this shows you a nice, easy meal to make at home. Feed your whole family. Very inexpensive price. Thanks for joining, and we will see you guys next time. And whatever you do, make this at home. Let your family enjoy it. The coolest thing about this dish is that this is the next day. I had leftovers, and I have a nice little lunch. Easy to heat up in the microwave.